I just watched the first episode of The Dragon Prince, which is a show on Netflix. It's by a lot of the same people who worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I see a lot of the similarities in the storytelling. Namely, it's its own unique world with its own map. You have magical characters and non-magical characters interacting in the same universe. There are mythological elements that are sources of power. Here there's 6. The sources of magic are from the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, the sky, and the ocean. So I'm curious as to see how that comes back and plays into everything. And it's clearly more about the world and its lore. It's very fantasy that way. Very much, it has its own developed world. On the east side is the elves, and on the west side of the world are the humans. The humans messed up and discovered a new form of magic, dark magic, messed things up for everyone. Now the elves and humans are separate. There's an impending war. So you see a little bit of interaction between humans and elves earlier in this episode. Namely, a young elf, Rayla, lets a human go. She should have killed him. And her tribe, community, I'm gonna say community, they end the episode saying, "You let him go, but you've essentially killed us." Meanwhile, on the human side, you have Callum, a 14-year-old boy who is not very good at sword fighting. By the way, looking at the design, 100% what I would look like if I were a young boy. I swear to God, same coloring, similar face shape, eye shape, thick eyebrows. Interestingly enough, my coloring, brown hair, green eyes, I see that a lot in animation on guy characters, especially male leads. Namely, here Callum, Ben 10 has that coloring, Rudy from Chalk Zone has that coloring. I see it a lot. Interesting, very rarely do I see that for girls. I think the only 2 I can think of are Angelina Conda, who I adore, and Diana from Martin Mystery, who I could not stand growing up. Otherwise. But looking at the art, it is really beautiful. It's got this gorgeous lighting, gorgeous shading, and it's got its own design, though it has a stilted frame rate, which made me feel like I was watching a video game. Even the nature of the story felt like something that could be in a video game. Now, I'm not a gamer myself, but I got a bit of a World of Warcraft vibe. I'm sure so many people are going to correct me on that, because the only things I know about gaming are from other people, namely people I've interacted with. I could see Rooster Teeth doing something like this too. Rooster Teeth tends to like that fantasy genre as well. Action, very elaborate designs. Not saying it's bad, by the way. If my voice may sound a little sarcastic, it's not the intention I'm analyzing. Interestingly enough, I don't actually watch a lot of fantasy or read a lot of fantasy. Now, I've been around the big fantasy stories. Lord of the Rings, I've seen the first season of Game of Thrones. I've obviously read and watched Harry Potter, Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Hobbit. But generally as a genre, it's not one I usually go out of my way to watch. Oh, BBC's Merlin, but I still gotta do that rant. Oh god, BBC's Merlin is its own thing, and I love it. But yeah, it's cool to check out. Fantasy's fun. It's funny, I like the look of it, and I'm fascinated by a lot of the historical aspects, but it's not a genre I usually get into. And especially with slower moving stories. Now, I'm an impatient person. The style of storytelling I personally like is stories that really throw you into the action right away. And I'm noticing a trend right now, especially in bigger stories, where a lot of it is world building, and a lot of it is you are slowly building up a bigger understanding of this world. And that's doing really well, right? I mean, everyone's doing a cinematic universe, and Adventure Time Steven Universe do that, and Dragon Prince does that too. Whereas my personal preference in storytelling, I like stuff that throws you in quicker. You get right into the action, you get the relationships right away, and you get moving. So that's... doesn't mean it's bad or anything. It's just a style I prefer. But I am curious. I'm curious as to what other people are talking about with the Dragon Prince, because I want to keep up with new stuff coming out, and I like engaging with people, especially around the animation circuit. I'm excited to see more. Oh, I've also noticed Disenchantment came out. Gotta check out more of that. I've watched that too. Fantasy's really having a moment right now. Pretty interesting. Hey, I'm cool with that.